we will go ahead and call this meeting to order.
Chairman Steve Dyer, Mark Zolenzewski,
Here.
Brian Hebel,
Here.
Kyle Cook,
Here.
Todd McConnell.
Here.
Okay, we'll start off with public comment on items not on the agenda.
I didn't get any speaker slips. Oh, did you leave it over there? That's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's,
Is that okay?
yeah, I think so.
That's fine.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. If you want to just come right up to the podium, let us know.
Yes. Hi,
Hi.
Caitlin Ashbrook. I spoke last month. Was that a month ago already?
Oh, yeah.
And first of all, I want to say I appreciate the time and attention that you guys have paid regarding the new soccer field that's going in next to our home. Again, we're the ones right there at 197. I did speak to Teresa, and thank you so much. It was great help to get some understanding of what's going on. I have talked to the school district, and we've gone back and forth. I did not realize at the last meeting until I spoke to them, and I don't know that I make this adjustment. So my concern was not only the landscape barrier, that they weren't meeting that requirement, and they just called me today, and he wants to meet on Friday, so we're gonna kind of talk through some ideas. So I do think that they're trying to address that part of the ordinance and what needed to be done. But I wasn't aware that the field is actually coming to the point where it'll be 23 feet from the property line in the one area, which of course the landscape barrier is supposed to be with 25 feet boundary, et cetera. But I'm really concerned about that when it comes to the drainage, and I mentioned that last time. And I took some pictures, but I didn't, they're just on my phone, so you can't really. But it floods significantly through there. That's why we lost the trees that we did. We had that nice barrier of trees. And I don't know that the school realized how bad that drainage is on that part. Now, they said they are putting under the field.
Yep.
Because they're planning on putting in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like they're putting in turf
Artificial.
instead,
Yeah.
so it'll be a full drainage to a basin that will actually be a lot better than what it is now.
Yeah.
So the elevation down to my yard is where we get significant flooding. And so I want to make sure that that's just something that's on the radar is being
Yeah.
addressed, because I'm afraid that the field's going to go in at that level and it's all going to sink right where it does, and then we flood out all the time through there. I haven't been able to plant things back through there yet because we had to have dirt brought in and everything just to try and build up what was in there. So I just wanted to kind of bring those things back to the attention. Like I said at the last one, I'm trusting that you guys know the ordinances better than I do, and will still hold the school accountable, which I think is happening now with meeting with them on Friday, and I appreciate that response. So I just wanted to make sure you guys, I didn't know the field was moving
Sure.
so much closer. Like, I hadn't seen the plans until they sent them to me, so.
And I know I wasn't here for that exact meeting, but what I've read through, it's gonna actually be a permeable surface, so all of the rain that falls down straight will go straight down and through the drainage, so it'll no longer run. Right, usually a field is pitched like
It should
this
actually
to-
help with your.
Well, it should actually help your yard, yeah.
That would be nice.
And I did look into it after, when you guys had come up and spoke at council. And we do have it on there that the school will work with you all to make sure that that foliage is put back and there, and the screening is there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's one thing that we like more, it's more trees. So I think even with the recent renovation that they have at the nursing facility, we had them add more there and even include a walking path that's over on the side where they just wanted to leave green space. So I don't know, I can kind of speak for everybody up here that we're going to make sure that there is a lot of trees, a lot of landscape, a lot of coverage, and also protection from the residents who live right next to it.
If I remember correctly, they had asked for a variance that they didn't have to do as much landscaping to replace, and then they pulled that back.
Yep.
So they recognized that, yeah, we're not gonna put in 5 when we're taking out 20. They said, well,
Yeah.
they removed that variance to be able to put in.
Yeah, they have to meet at least our minimum. But if it is 23 feet away, I mean, we went over this last time, if it's 25 feet is the max distance, did we approve that, or does DRB?
We'll have to look at it.
Yeah, because I think they need to meet that 25 feet, right? I don't know what the code, like, if the field stops at 23, or does the field count as grass? Like, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
The way they explained it, the edge of the coach's box is 23 feet
Oh,
from the
okay, so,
property.
yeah.
So, because I asked specifically, I thought where the light poles were, that's the edge of the field. I didn't think that they were moving the edge of the field. I
Right.
didn't think that
Yeah.
through, but, so that was my concern, was that that is significantly closer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have changed anything since, but it did mention in there that they're not going to have lighting on the field. They may rent lighting if they need it for nighttime, but they don't plan on having anything past current hours that things are operated over there.
Yeah, what they explained to me is that they're putting in they do have plans for lighting, just not initially, because it's very expensive.
Yeah, I think they said they were going to stub it in, but
Yeah,
not have everything at that.
so, which,
Yeah,
you
what
know,
was
is
it,
down the
700,000 or
road
something like
still
that for that?
a lot.
Yeah, 700,000, I think that they said.
Yeah, a ridiculous amount, but,
Yeah.
you know, if we're having rented lights, then it's gonna be the same
Right.
issue for us, so. Anyway, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
guys working with us, we really do.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
We have any other public comment or items not on the agenda?
How do we make sure that the soccer distance, the 25 feet is met? How does that get held up? I don't know how,
We'll talk with the school. We have a school liaison that can work with them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's probably to still go through all of the approvals and everything as well. I don't know if everything was.
they're just
decided on
clearing
anything that
trees
wasn't
now, it's not
here.
like they're building,
Right.
so, yeah.
Yeah. We'll make sure.
Ms. Ashbrook, did you say that you did meet with them on Friday, or you're going to meet with them?
They just called me tonight to meet this Friday.
Okay.
To kind of go over some ideas that they came up with since we last talked.
Okay.
And I would imagine the coach's box would be like a piece of cement. I don't know, that's what I'm wondering, like how fancy
Was it
it.
the
Yeah.
coach's box or is it the press box? That's
The press box is on the baseball field,
Opposite-
it's on the baseball
opposite
field side, so the coach's box where the teams will sit will be on her side.
The coach's box should just be like a
Cement.
square on the ground.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
yeah.
be an actual,
I think they're
It
part
might
of
just
the
be
deal.
spray painted.
yeah, it might literally be a line on the ground.
It might just be a line on the grass, yeah,
So that
okay.
means the edge of their field will be, I think, that
23.
edge of the field will be 23 feet.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
edge of the actual field is like 33 feet, and the box is like 10 feet.
Okay.
Coach's box in
All right.
front of
Hearing-
the for the school.
No other public comment. We'll move on to item number 4, action on the minutes from January 13th.
I'll make a motion to approve as written.
I'll second. As written.
Kyle Cook,
Yes.
Todd McConnell,
Yes.
Brian Hebel,
Yes.
Mark Zolinski.
Will abstain for absence. Moving on to item number 5, section 1159, light manufacturing. We had tabled this last meeting. Do we want to move it back off the table and have a conversation about it? From my understanding, we do not have what we had requested from MKSK, clearly with them not being present.
They're not prepared to-
We don't have
Tonight.
that, so can we just leave that tabled and,
Yes,
okay.
that's what you.
Table till next meeting?
Do I need to double check if there's public comment for that? Because I'm assuming that there may.
I mean, you can, but yeah, if you leave it on the table, I mean, if you all aren't discussing it. But if there is comments regarding it,
Do you have any more?
Any more comments?
No, I don't think we have any new comments. We were
Okay.
just curious to see if there were any updates.
Yeah, I think we're going to wait to just have further direction on the curb cuts, and then we'll move forward after that. But
Any idea when that might happen?
I would assume it'd be the next meeting.
hoping.
Hoping.
It's being reviewed by our planner, MKSK, so he just said he was not prepared to continue the conversation tonight, so.
If there were comments prior to the next meeting or whatever that might be, would those be in the staff report or something that we could call to see ahead of the meeting if they come in or?
I don't know if he will send anything out ahead to the board, I don't know. I'm not sure what his process is.
We'll move it off the table next meeting.
And I mean, we can make sure to try to have something, if we can request from him that he has an update,
Yeah,
that we
I'll
just
touch base
note
with
something.
him, I'll
on
send
it.
him an email and just ask him where he's at with it, and is he planning on coming next meeting?
Yeah, that way we can note something on the agenda that says that we'll have an update.
Right, and if he's not here, they don't need to come,
Yeah.
right? I think that's kind of your point.
Be an interim.
Because I think realistically, that's the thing that we're waiting on is their review.
Mhm.
And once we have that, then we can have a different discussion on it. All right, moving on. Item number 6, public hearing for amendments to Chapter 1187, text of the Design Review Administration and Regulations.
Do we just need to make a motion to approve or any discussion?
Yeah, if there's any questions or discussion that needs to be had.
So I'll make comments on this. So is this, I guess my first comment is, I didn't see this in the original piece that I had read when I read this. Is this already passed through city council then?
That is just a motion. That's the resolution where they initiated the zoning text amendment. This zoning text amendment is being recommended as part of the design review guidelines. And I believe that staff was looking to have both of those passed at the same time because it's written in this code. Text amendment is written into the design guidelines, so they need to kind of go together. But there's a longer process in changing a zoning text amendment. It needed to come to you for a public hearing, and then it needs to go back to council.
So there were a few items that were in here that, I'm just gonna say I need explained.
Sure.
I didn't care for what it was saying. I shouldn't say it, that sounds pretty strong. I didn't understand what the language was, so I just needed to understand better what this means. So in 118702, under definitions, I think it's under F. If I wrote this down correctly. Maybe it's changed because I can't find it in the same area. There was a mention of being approved by somebody and it said or designee. I don't understand what or designee means. Does that mean that somebody working at a local coffee shop can approve something? Or does that mean that it has to be somebody that is part of, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I just meant like somebody outside of the city of Johnstown, the government, the workers of, because I understand that sometimes, Teresa, you can approve things or somebody else can approve something in the office if it's just a minor piece of it, but when it just says or designee.
It's there. It's under
It's
F.
on it's on the next page.
It's on the very last.
Top, it's any
second to
proposed
last one.
construction or alteration that may be approved by a city manager or designee.
Okay.
Environmental change minor may be sent to the design review board by the city manager.
I think what he's asking is what does designee mean?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
my
so we
question,
just
is
need to
what
have
does
different-
designee mean?
Is it defined on one of the first 2 pages?
No, it's not, but
That's what I was saying.
that's a good thought, but no.
Typically, a designee would be like an assistant city manager or a
Right.
planner.
Yeah,
I was thinking in terms
So
of.
it has to be a city,
a city employee.
employee.
I've never seen it not be.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why I just want to ensure that
No, it's a good question.
what that is, so if it needs to be defined in here, what other designee is, then I'm okay with that. Just leaving it at that, I mean, to me,
I mean, you could-
reading that as a public person in the city is like, what does that mean? Does that
Yeah.
mean that anybody can,
I guess I read it as a designee is somebody that is appointed by the city manager.
and I would
You know what I
hope
mean?
that would be the assumption.
Yeah, should we add that language, just say, or someone, the designee would, or just, instead of designee, or appointed by the city manager?
We could just probably maybe ask for a definition of what designee is
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
definition page.
Good call out.
Yeah, maybe you can just have that put into the definitions, because there is some additional where it says, it's been stricken out, but city staff, including the city engineer and the city planner, the city manager, or designees.
Right, so there's a lot of things that have been stricken out in here, which makes it seem it's a lot more condensed. And doesn't give a whole lot of definition to a lot of these pieces that are in here. And so that made me really nervous. And so I was like, well, what does designee mean? What does that mean?
And
that-
designees called out in like every single one that they have to. It's either city manager or designee.
Yep.
Okay, so if it does mean that, if we need to have a definition, or to actually state, or other city employee, appropriate city employee.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. And then 118703, in the first paragraph, the design review districts, and I'm reading the change piece of it. Design review districts are defined in the Johnstown Design Guidelines and include downtown core, gateway corridors, neighborhoods, and employment. What does employment mean?
It's like the business park.
Yeah, Business Parkway.
So inside of this design guidelines,
Downtown.
there's a map that defines all of those
Yeah, actually, that-
areas.
Well, it doesn't.
Have you seen that?
It doesn't define, the map that I have seen,
Yeah.
I mean, it says like manufacturing and residential. or
Right, so no.
Mixed use does not define that.
There's a different one because I technically live in the Gateway corridor.
Brian, have you seen the complete overhaul too?
I don't know. I've seen like what he's pointing at, with the districts where they say LM and then they say.
That's on ours, but the one that the design review board's doing,
Yeah, I don't think I've seen
you
that.
haven't seen that either?
No.
It'd be good for both of you to see that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mark,
because
you've
it's
seen
actually.
it.
Is it posted on the
an old
website?
one, because if you go to the next paragraph, you can see that that's all been stricken out.
Yeah.
Where it was the design review districts have been defined as design review districts and standard plan, it calls out GCC 1, GCC 2. So it is a different map than what you may have seen before.
So one area of the city could be designated in two different ways.
So basically, like where Kroger is the Gateway corridor.
Okay.
Downtown core, I think, is kind of obvious. And then we've got basically the other two are neighborhoods and employment. So employment's going to be both of your PD district as well as the light manufacturing district. And then your neighborhoods are,
Yep.
behind Tractor Supply, behind Wits, Leafy Dell.
You've seen all of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder, Teresa, if it would be better, instead of making a motion tonight, like this can be the initial conversation, but it'd be good for both of them to see that complete packet that was presented to us, at council, and the design review board put together with MKSK, right?
Do you want me to just send out the draft?
I think that would be cool. That way they can both see it. So, because I think that'll answer a lot of the questions that they have based on some of this. Because Mark and I are a little bit of an advantage because we've seen the process of this getting put together.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's been around a little bit. So yeah, it's the more recent.
So employment is a district then? Is that what that means?
Yeah, second is just a district. So it's
Just
not.
separate from code. It's just
Yeah. Okay.
designated by the design review.
Okay, which includes a couple of codes then?
Yeah, I think the only reason that this is coming to us is because this is actually changing the code
Okay.
to adopt what design review board's doing.
Okay.
So we need to approve this so that that can go in. But if you guys would feel more comfortable looking over everything and kind of getting a better feel for what it all is first, that's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that there were two different maps. I understand the way that you're explaining it, it makes sense of what you're explaining. I just haven't seen those, so
Yep.
I don't know what those are.
So I can email that out to everyone. And then if you don't want to make a recommendation tonight, you don't have to. It just says that within 30 days after the public hearing, which is tonight, you shall make your recommendation to
Huh.
council.
So we can
Okay,
do that
we got
next
a
week.
month
So we can
then.
just put it onto the
So we
next-
put it on the next two agendas then, right? Because we have two
Well, we
hearings?
would just put it on the next one.
Okay, okay.
Because that'll give us
Yeah.
2 weeks to look it over.
And then if there's a resolution, then it's great. If there's an approval.
So what we'll do then is we'll make a motion to send it up to council to approve.
And we can also send it with changes.
And all we will be motioning on is this addition, not what will be getting sent here, so that you can review it.
Yeah, you can recommend any modification to it
Mhm.
when you send it to council.
This.
Yeah, because then council can look at it and say, yes, we'll take it with the changes, or they can request additional changes themselves too. So it's still going to go through that. I will open it up to public comment. Because that's how we have an audience today, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't have to do.
I don't mean to shut down your questions either, if you have further
No, those
questions
are-
on it now.
No, I think I'll hold on to those until after I see that, because that was a big piece. I guess the other piece was that there was a.
And that'll better explain this too, as you're looking through it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. because I know that this was, you
Yep.
know, for, if it's a major or a minor change, then that would go along with who would be able to approve that, which was what my first question was this evening. And then, yeah, so that's where.
And I don't know if you heard Mark explain to Brian, but the whole point is to have it to where staff can go ahead and approve things, or it's already defined in the code what can be approved without anybody. But that way staff can do it, and not everything has to come through a board.
Right.
You know, that way it's less red tape for the citizens to just go ahead and do stuff.
Okay.
We can just leave it, right, because it's just a public hearing, we don't have to.
Yep, you fulfilled the commitment tonight to hold the public hearing, and you have 30 days to make your recommendation. So if you want to just pick it up where you left off at the next meeting, you can.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah, if you
other-
could send that to us, thank you, Teresa, I appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay.
Or I guess I should have him tell you that. yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send it.
Oh, yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, if you could just, go ahead and do what he said.
Sorry, Mark.
No, you're perfectly fine. I had to take all the help I can get. Moving on to other business. Sounds like we have none. We have no extra folks here that might talk to anything else, so I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I, fastest one yet.